checked out what's going on around the yard, and just kind of went for a little walkabout. So anyway, we'll give everybody a few seconds to get their notifications that we are live. Before we do that, we will start. Before we get going, I'll go over a couple of other quick things. More than happy. This is just kind of a casual walk around. If you want to see something, just let me know, and we'll sure try to get by it. I don't really have any set agenda as to what we're going to look at. It's kind of a, you know, participant guided type situation. So if there's something you're curious about, throw it out there, and we'll sure try to walk by it or something like it if it's something you're interested in. Pricing, I'll be happy to show you something, but I don't get into pricing on these lives, primarily because there's a lot of different questions. If you want to see a door, I'll be more than happy to show you the door. Price is going to depend on, do you need the whole door? Do you need just the bare door shell? Shipping, where part of the country is it going to? Things like that. All that stuff plays into the pricing game, and we usually have a pretty good crowd on here, and I don't want to make everybody else sit there and wait while we get into a conversation about your specific part. So just give me a shout after we get done, and we can sure get into the details. Just like with anything else and any of the rest of my videos, if you have questions, you have to call me. Stan's here from Nashville, 50s Cadillacs. So we'll head over that way here in just a second then. Calling me is the only way to get through all the details. Texting, emails, it's a mess. It doesn't work. There's too many questions, too many variables, just like we talked about. Norma's on. You need a bare door, complete door. Where's it going to? Are you picking it up? Is it being shipped? Things like that. There's just so many different questions. Plus, all the specifics of the year, the make, the model, things like that on cars. I get a lot of people that call me and they're not even sure what they've got. There's no way we could get anything done on a text or an email when the owner isn't even 100% sure what they're messing with. So John's on with us. So anyway, that's kind of the way we do these. These are just complete wander arounds, no set agenda for anything. We're gonna head over to some Cadillacs here in a little bit because we've already had a question about those. And other than that, we're just gonna go wander a little bit. Bill Alderman's here. So we're gonna go wander around a bit. Like I said, something you're curious about, throw it up there. I will try to get to all the comments. We do get pretty busy on these lives at times. I don't know what this one's gonna be like. We've never done one on a Sunday morning. I don't know if we're gonna have 5 people on or 500, I don't know. Because we usually don't do them this time of the day, but with the heat, it's supposed to be 100 degrees today. These phones cannot take that kind of heat. So we're gonna try it in the morning and we'll see what happens. If nobody gets on with us, we won't do it on Sunday mornings anymore. If we have a great crowd, we may do it again sometime in the near future. So anyway, let's go get started. Shop 209's made it. Alan NC's here, love the travel all. So let's flip this thing around and let's go start wandering. First question was 50s Cadillacs. I've got some 55s, we'll head that way. Brandon's on with us. Ryland's here. We do have some wind this morning. Sound is not too bad. I'm on my wireless mic, so I'm hoping that helps and that the wind isn't gonna bother us too bad. Chris is on. Heading over towards the 50s Cadillacs. I've got a whole bunch of 55s. That's primarily what I've got in 50s Cadillacs. And I've also got I've actually got more 55s. RAV4 guide. There's actually a Cadillac in that building. I've got a 55 convertible stashed in that building that needs to find a new home. Frank's here. So this whole block here is 50s GM. We've got a whole row of Cadillacs right here on the front. Austin Smith from Daytona Beach. Big Job's on with us. So here's a bunch of 55s, several more 55s. John, any Rambler wagons? I've got a 60 that we're pretty close to. 67 to 76 Darts. I've got 167. So here's some of the Cadillacs. Bill Alderman, Mike's Dr. 1M, something like that. I can't quite make it out. That's another thing I'm going to be fighting is it is so bright out here this morning. The glare is terrible. So we'll kind of work with what we can. If I do miss anybody, I apologize. There's the travel all. Hopefully you all caught the video on that the other night. That's a super cool old truck. Dusters, we'll head over towards Mopars here in a minute. We're gonna look at this Rambler wagon, then we'll go walk past some Darts and Dusters. There's one of the Rambler wagons that I've got. So we'll swing over here towards it. There's actually another Rambler wagon right over here. Brian's here. Shop 209, yep, yeah. I didn't think about that. You'd spot that Nova immediately. Brandon likes the wagon. I hope your hotel bill in Littleton was right, shop 209. Mine's a disaster. That hotel in Bandimere charged me $1,000 for those 2 nights. So you might check your credit card bill on that one. Mavericks, we've got some of those over on the other side. There's one more Rambler wagon. Bill liked the video on the Travelall. I think this one's a 58. I think the black one was a 60. But let's head towards some Mopars as well, 58 olds. This block here is going to be 40s and 50s GM. John, thanks for showing the wagons. Perfect. Brian, it is a nice day, except we've got some wind. I hope you guys are not hearing the wind. This block will be all 40s and 50s GM. There's a 54 Dodge, the engine complete, grill pieces. 54 Dodge car truck. Okay, good. I'm glad your bill was straight in Bandimere. Mine's a mess. June said hers was a mess, so. We'll kind of head over here towards some Mopars. Like I said, I'm going to try to catch as many comments as I can. And I am walking on rock out here, so it's, you know, probably not completely smooth for you guys. I apologize for that. Kenny says, doesn't hear any wind noise. Good. There's a couple of cool full-size Mopars. 54 Dodge car. Yeah, there is a 54 car down there. Well, is that a 3? We'll head down there. I've got a couple of them. I can't remember if it's a 3. 68 New Yorker, 2-door hardtop. 65 2-door hardtop. Amy, 4148 Studebaker trim parks and log bed parts. Don't have any beds for those. I've got 3 of them, but they were all 10.5s. 40 Plymouth Coupe, we'll head that way as well. But that Newport is a super cool car there. If somebody's looking for a cool Mopar project, let's peek inside of this thing real quick while we're here. Buckets, console, floor shift. Even has a performance indicator in the console. So that's a cool old car. Let's get into some Mopar section here. We've had several comments about Mopars. There's a 70 Duster, but it's pretty rough. Not a heck of a lot left of it. Do not have any Henry J grills, shop 209. I've got 2 Henry J's, no grills in either one of them. So we're just kind of wandering through the Mopars, heading towards a couple more Dusters and Darts. There are 2 more Dusters, no 68 to 70 Chargers at all. So there's 2 more Dusters. I think these are like 74, 75 era. I do have some 6-speed specials, Brian. Not a ton left of either one of them, but I do have some we can kind of work our way around. There's a 67 Dart. And here, I think this was the 54 Dodge. This does still have a red ram in it. Steve's on with us. I need a front K-member complete, drive shaft, rear end leaf springs. And there again, I don't have any idea what we're talking about on that because I've already had a ton of comments already today. John, we need to pitch in and get you an umbrella. That's all right. I'm out in this stuff every day. Doesn't make any difference to me. It's 6 of one, half dozen the other. I probably, if we're on for a long time today, I probably will have to sit the camera down for a second and go grab a fresh bottle of water. I've got one with me. But I don't think that's going to make it all the way through the day. So, and something else to keep in mind, tonight, 7 o'clock, we will be on live again with Sunday Night Live Chat. Got a great episode built for tonight. We're going to do a ton of cool stuff. The auction boxes are full. But actually, the pile of auction pieces is so big, I'm going to have to sell it down tonight, or I'm not going to have room to stack anymore, or I'm not going to be able to get to my desk, one or the other. So we're going to have a ton of fun tonight on Sunday Night Live Chat as well. A couple of super cool badges to check out. Amy, I can't imagine how many attack wasps are out there. Actually, I have not seen too many wasps this year at all. It's actually been pretty decent this year. Really have not seen much for wasps. Norma's already excited for tonight. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's some Ford truck stuff. Well, let's kind of cut through the middle over here. JM Taggart, are you available any day of the week? 8 to 8. Usually, if you call me between 8 in the morning, 8 at night, and I don't answer, it's because I'm on the phone with somebody else. So 8 in the morning till about 8 at night. If you call me after 8 at night, I just assume you want to pay double. So let's see. Bill Alderman, yeah, Brian's excited for tonight. Bill's excited for tonight. Stan, snakes. No, I don't really see too many snakes out here. But one reason that, I don't have a lot of issues like that, and this is why. I try to keep everything sprayed. I try to keep the weeds under control. That keeps a lot of, critter situations under control. Rats, rats don't like to be in places where they're accessible. John's got to head to the grocery store. Well, glad you got on for a little while. Obviously rats like old cars, but they also like big tall weeds and trees where they can stay hidden. Yeah, that's what we're working on, trying to get some grass to come up. Bill Wagaman's on with us. Glad you're here. There's a few wildcats out here. I do see a few of them running around, but I've got another video coming up that we just shot yesterday on weed control. Kenny says Sunday nights are always fun. He's already looking forward to it. So yeah, if you guys haven't been on with us on Sunday night, you'll definitely want to check it out tonight. But working really hard to keep the weeds down, the weeds under control. I've got a great base of grass starting to come up in here, and that's due to weed control, trying to keep the weeds down, to keep the grass coming up. So that's what I'm on. Like I said, we've got a very interesting video coming up this week on how we do some of that. Oh, I did get something from you, Steve, but I couldn't see it. It was super, super tiny, and I couldn't really make out the whole video. So, but this stuff here all just came in recently. I've got videos up on all this. 68 El Camino, 71 Mustang Coupe, the 60 Parkwood wagon, Stan Diggs the El Camino, and the 57 Roadmaster. These are all sitting here kind of in the middle. They haven't been put away yet. They just got dumped as they came in. 71 GT37, looking for a front bumper trunk lid. I've only got 2 of them. I've got a 70 Tempest 4-door, and I've got a 71 GT37, but there's basically nothing left of the GT37 except a body shell. Brandon, heavy saltwater spray cuts down on weeds. Randy says, next Roadmaster, next to the Roadmaster, like the Ford or the Chevy wagon? What were we checking out there? So there's another Ford pickup, 55 Buick, another Ford pickup. And this whole area over the last couple years, actually this whole area where we're looking at right here, a few years ago this was so low, when we get rain there'd be a flock of ducks out here. We've gotten this leveled off, and when we got it leveled off, I don't know how many loads of dirt we put in here, but when we got it leveled off, it was a nice big area to dump stuff, and that's kind of what it turned into as we were moving cars in. Might need that next to his 48 Roadmaster. Oh, Brandon says that's what they used it at the junkyard for weed control. I see. But this whole area here is kind of a mismatch of everything. A lot of this stuff is cars that got moved in from Dad's place, anything that was coming in at that point in time. What year was the wagon? The Chevy was a 60 Parkwood. But all this stuff, like I said, this is just kind of a little bit of everything. International Scout 2, Chevy Love, the old big rear-wheel drive, full-size 70s era Jeep Cherokee, Grand Wagoneer. And like I said, this is literally whatever came in at that time. This whole area got leveled off and it just got dumped. 41 Pontiac. Nate's on with us, Chevy pickup. Naim's on, 41 Pontiac. Like I said, literally just kind of a dumping grounds is what it turned into. I got to start shifting, sorting, and getting some of this stuff put away. There's a 39 Ford Deluxe sedan that just came in. We saw that on the big video where I found the stuff. I just did a walk around on that. 51 Ford truck, big Chevy Beauville. So like I said, throw up your questions, throw up your comments. If there's something you want to see. I'm just kind of wondering, not really any set agenda to any of this. How about this 39 Chrysler? This came in last year. I haven't done anything with it. I need to get this thing moved. This is literally where I unrolled it off the trailer. But this thing is so cool. Somebody could absolutely do something neat with that. Stan, a drone fly would be cool. We've done some drone stuff out here. Mike Gowan's the guy that helped me with a bunch of stuff. He did some drone stuff. Pole Barn Garage did some drone stuff when he came and got the Rolled Runner. So there's a little bit of it out there. But I don't have a drone. I've just never bought one and started playing with it. But it'd be kind of cool, but you really couldn't see a lot of detail on stuff like this with, you know, on a drone deal. Shop 209 says that's a gangster car. Yep, it's even suicide door. So it kind of is. Look at these door handles. So that's kind of what it amounts to, is it kind of is a gangster type car. So anyway, Kenny digs it. Yeah, it is neat. It really is. That's why I haven't done anything with it, but somebody needs to build it, so I haven't started parting it out, but I need to do something with it too. Lots of nice metal. How about a diesel Lincoln? Yeah, who remembers the diesel Lincoln? There she is. Oh. James loves seeing them all. Little two-door Falcon, another F100, 69 Skylark. Some more stuff right back in this area that just kind of got rolled off here. Dodge pickup, 61 Apache 10 short bed, little step side short bed. 83 Ford F100. Super, this whole pickup's, you've been sitting for a long time, but it's really solid. How do we get in contact? 620-786-4428. After we get done, I will put all that information in the text part of the video, but my number is 620-786-4428. When we get done, I'll go back in, and in the text portion, I will add the contact info so you can find it in there. But 70 Chevy C10, it needs rockers and cab corners, but other than that, that's a really solid truck. 48 Buick stuff and Ram Gen 2. I don't have any Dodge truck stuff back into the 20s and 30s. 39 is the 39 to 47 era is the oldest body style Mopar truck that I've got. Another F100 that just came in. You guys haven't seen this one yet other than where I picked it up. So that one's going to be coming up soon. There's the Napco. Shocked that this thing is still here. I've had a gajillion phone calls on this truck, but nobody showed up with any money yet. So 57 Chevy 3600 Napco. Let's kind of wander over towards, somebody asked about 6-speed specials earlier. We'll kind of wander that direction. 5488, 36 Chrysler. There's Brian's little 67 Buick. 53 Bel Air. Suicide Lincolns. Never bad to have Suicide Lincolns sitting around. Those cars have gotten crazy popular. We just walked past the Scout 2. We did not walk past the Scout 80. I've got 2 of them. Kenny's here with us. But there's a couple Suicide Lincolns. We'll head back up by those Scouts and then cut over to the Internationals, since we're not terribly far away from the Scouts and we can kind of work our way around over to the couple of those 6-speed specials as we're going along there. So we'll kind of swing around, because both my Scouts, I've got 2 Scouts and they're kind of right up here in the same area. Swing over to some 6-speed specials. The door latch won't work on that Lincoln, I don't know why, but every time I come out here, the wind blew it open. No, I'm not near any Mavericks. Those are on the other side. So I'll need to kind of get worked over there in a little bit. So we'll catch these Scouts, head over to some 6-speed specials, then I'll head over towards the Mavericks. And don't hesitate, guys, to remind me as we're working through here. Obviously, I've got a lot of comments popping up. We've got over 60 people on right now. So if I miss something, or, you know, all right, we haven't gotten to it, don't hesitate to go ahead and remind me a few minutes later. I'll kind of try to work my way around. But there's the Scout 2. Definitely not complete, but a pretty decent tub. And here's an 80 over here. Round headlight Monte Carlo. There's some Buicks. No 4748s in this group. John, did I miss the Dodge trucks? Depends on what you want as far as Dodge trucks. There's the other Scout that I've got. Norman says hit the like button, appreciate that. So let's head over towards where I've got about 5 6-speed specials, but they are not all in the same spot. But there are a few of them over in this area. Pilot House era, okay? Those are kind of scattered as well. So we'll kind of try to catch some Pilot House era Dodges as well. And there's one of them right over here we can catch real quick. But I've got a couple of these international 6-speed specials mixed in here with the Fords just because there was a place to dump them at that point. Here's one of them. And we'll swing around these Fords. Here's a cool truck. That was a white. That was an early 20s white, actually. Unfortunately, not a heck of a lot left of it, but it was a cool truck. I've actually got the whole grill shell inside, but it's got the big, huge cast aluminum grill. Shop 209's got to run. We'll hope to see you tonight. Glad you made it. Shop 209 says he'll definitely be on tonight. Here's another old international. It says right there, 6-speed special. Pete's on with us. Couple of Fords, Jeep pickup. There's one of the old Pilot House Dodges. That one was a 52. This whole area here, a lot of these were like bigger farm trucks that still have beds on them. I kind of keep them in this area, so I have all those big trucks just in one general vicinity, since they have the bigger chassis and things like that. There's another cool Dodge while we're standing here. 46, 47 era. So this is kind of a catch-all area for this bigger stuff. Even an old Packard, like this 37 Chevy truck. 50s or 60s panel vans. I've got a 58 Ford, is about the only thing I've got. And that didn't have a bed on it, but it had a long frame, so I threw a Packard body on it. It's just because it was a place to put it. Another old international. We'll head down the road here. And then we'll cut across to some of those Mavericks. There goes a bunny rabbit. There's Bill's 53 GMC. Randy, old Chevy ladder truck. Yeah, we can swing around and catch that real quick. There's a 53 GMC that I think Bill Alderman needs in his life. Kind of a little stubby. It was a 1.5-ton grain truck, but it's like a 9-foot bed, so it's actually not much bigger than a big pickup. There's another Pilot House Dodge, 48 to 50. '70s Oldsmobile, there again, that's a pretty broad question, Miles. It depends on what '70s Oldsmobile means to you. So if you kind of narrow it down, if we've got something, we can sure swing by it. But let's head over towards the Mavericks. We'll try to get back to that Chevy ladder truck a little bit later. But we've got somebody that's been anxiously waiting for the Mavericks, so we need to get headed over that direction here soon as well. So we'll kind of start working our way over there. Some boat tail rivvies in that row. And we'll cut across over here towards some G-bodies, towards some cabs. All right, Brian, yeah, get your list on the 6-speed special. That's 2 of them. I've got 4 or 5 of them. But like I said, none of them are complete, so it just depends on what you need. There's a section of G-bodies there, Regal, Grand Prix, Cutlass, Monte Carlo. Cabs, I've got tons and tons of cabs. There's probably 100 cabs off right now, just lined up here, ready to go. There's some more Pilot House Dodge stuff, pickup boxes. Once again, not enough time of the day to keep everything organized like I would like it, but I try to do what I can. More cabs, more beds. I've got a couple of Malibu wagons, 78, 79 era Malibu wagons. That couple of 2 rows there, all 48 to 53 GM cabs. 74 Nova windshield. There's no way to ship a windshield. I've got a 74 Nova 4-door, but there's no way to ship a windshield. More pickup beds. 40 Ford pickup, depends on which one you need and what you need. Tirade, there's different 40 Ford pickups. There's that Ford bed we've showed you before. This thing is super cool. 48 to 52 era F1 short bed. If you're building a patina truck, this thing is epic. Has a good look to it anyway, has the Ford script tailgate on it, but it's holding a secret inside. Looks like a perfect patina truck short box. Inside this thing, the floor is actually cut up mobile signs. Obviously nothing you would even imagine, remotely think about doing today. Back in the day, it was scrap metal. Chevy bed, Ford bed. How about new S10 beds? The old square S10s. There's a couple stacks of brand new takeoff S10 beds. So we're getting just about over to the other side, just about ready to catch these Mavericks. So we're kind of working our way that direction. More pickup boxes, short bed International, short fleet side for a 60 Chevy. 48 to 52 Ford big bed, F2, F3 big bed with tailgate. Beautiful square body dually bed. 67 to 72 Chevy short step side bed. International K-Series bed. But we're getting over here to the other side, which I have been calling the new yard. We've showed you most of this stuff in videos. I've moved a few things around over here, but not much. Like this 60 Apache 10 just came in. I don't even know if the windshield's good in it. You just give me a call after we get done. But I don't even know if it's any good or not. That 60 Apache just came in. I just unloaded that. Haven't showed you that yet. There's a Sport Fury that, oh, 59 Buicks. Yeah, we'll get to those too. Sport Fury that Pole Barn Garage brought in for a trade-in. Slapped our friend Buzz's sticker on it. We got the Roadkill custom sticker on the back of this thing. Our good friend Buzz hangs out with us on here quite a bit. Got an awesome website. Definitely check that out. But this stuff over here, I bought this as a unit a couple years ago. It's been sitting here for decades. It's been tied up in an estate for decades. No rhyme or reason to any of it, just not enough time to sort it. These two here, I moved over here just because I needed a place to stash them, but most of this stuff hasn't been touched. Here's one of the Mavericks, just a basic old four-door. Somebody already cut the roof skin out of it, probably to put it in an old Model A hot rod or something, probably when they swipe the rear end out of it for the same thing. So here's one of the Mavericks. And the other one is just around the corner over here. So we'll catch that, then we'll head to the 59 Buicks. But here's the other one. I think it's a 73. This one's a little two-door. And I think they already got the rear end out of this one as well. Other than that, it's a mostly intact little car. A regular short bed 40 Ford pickup. I assume you're talking half ton since you want short bed, and I don't have any 40 half tons. Any Ramblers there, again, that's a pretty broad topic. Standard 40 Ford, I'm gonna guess you're talking half ton Ford pickup, and those I don't have. There's several different 40 Ford trucks. And so, I mean, I'm guessing you want a half ton since you said standard short bed, and that I do not have. Okay, yeah, half ton. No, I don't have any 40 half tons. So anyway, but like I said, I've got videos on pretty much this whole place that we've done over the last few years, but we can walk around it some more too. We're gonna head to the 59 Buicks since Zach asked about those, and kind of keep, like I said, you guys are kind of guiding this thing. I try to show you what I can, as long as, you know, if it's clear on the other side of the yard, we got to kind of work our way around to it. If it's something you ask about, but I'm sure trying to get to whatever anybody wants to see, because like I said, this is, I know what's here. I know everything that's out here. I know where those cars are at. So I'm sharing with you guys, so you guys are kind of dictating what we're doing. So I'm, you know, just following your lead. You tell me what we want to do, and that's where we're going to head. So we're going to swing around out here. This whole section here, where we're at, I'm getting it put together. It's going to be, Bob says we're doing great. Well, thanks. Gas pumps. I've got tons of gas pumps. I've got gas pumps everywhere. Gas pumps, signs, I've got tons of that stuff. But this whole area that we're working out on here, with a few exceptions of some cabs and beds and things, is going to be awesome collection of Buicks, thanks. What's my favorite block of cars? Who knows? Who knows? But everything in this area right here is going to be, I've started on it, working on it. This will all be 1959 to 1970 full-size GM. Yeah, Miles, there's about a half dozen Corvairs over on the other side. So if there's a specific one you want to see, we can work our way back over that way. This section here is all Pontiacs. And so I've got those set. 68, 98, do not have any 68s. I've got a 67, the only thing I've got close. 69, 442, 66, 88. I do not have any 69 Cutlasses. I think I got a trunk lid for one, but no cars. 66, 88, I do not have anything there. David likes what we're doing. Perfect, thanks, appreciate that. The 64 Wildcat just came in. Haven't shared that one with you guys. Just unloaded it right there on the edge. We'll be doing a video on that here shortly. Dave just says we're doing a great job. Appreciate that. But this is kind of the end of our Pontiacs. We've got 70 full size on up to our 59s up towards the front. This row here I kind of left open as kind of a shuffle point, and then of course it got filled up with cars. So But our 59 Buicks are right behind it as we start Buick. And here's the 67 98. Rage cams is very impressive. Thanks, appreciate it. There's a 67 98. I do not have any 68s, just this 67. But 59 Buicks, obviously Buick is our next section. We want to see the 59s. So here they are. I've got 4 of them. Nothing that's really intact. They've all been parts cars for a long time. Steve says leave the ponchos out of this. Yeah, Steve wants to kind of keep them for his own personal stash, I think. So 59 LeSabre flat top, actually 259 LeSabre 4-door hardtop flat tops, 59 LeSabre 4-door sedan, and a 59 Electra 4-door hardtop flat top. That's exactly what Steve wants to do. He don't want anybody to see the Pontiac, so he can keep him for his own personal stash. So anyway, there's the 59 Buicks. 425 Olds. That 67 98 has one. I don't know a thing about it, and I've got a 67 Delmonte that's got a 425 in it. There again, I don't know anything about it. We did walk around the Mopars a little while ago, Boken. We can, kind of head that way back eventually, but yes, we did do Mopars fairly early. We're located in Great Bend, Kansas. If you've got questions after we get done, 620-786-4428 is my number. After we get done, I will go in and post all that information into the text part of this video so that you guys have it. So after we get done, you can look my number up, give me a shout, and be more than happy to have a conversation with you about your project or what you're looking for a project. No 65 Rivieras at all. I've got some 3s and 4s, but no 5s. David W is on. Oh, David, I still need your address as well. I assume you want the Studebaker nose. If not, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other people on here that will take it. So, but anyway, we'll just kind of keep working our way back here through the Buicks. And there's a lot of other stuff in this area because the 59 to 70 full-size GM is going to go in here. So I'm starting to, if it needs to be shuffled, I'm keeping it back here. Obviously, that's kind of a cool shot of the 59 fins. Perfect, David, that'll work. And then obviously 60 Buicks. But like I said, since this whole area is going to be 59 to 70 GM, don't have any 64 El Caminos at all, Alan. 62 Buick, 63 Buick. Pete says he'll take care of your address for you, David. I figured you'd have plenty of guys to be more than willing to help you out on getting that Studebaker nose shipped. So, but because of this area being this, like a lot of these Chevys that have been coming in, they're all getting dumped in this area because this is where they're going to go eventually. Did any of the race week cars come out? Yeah, we had some people come out Saturday morning. We never have a ton because I know a lot of people want to get on the road, but yeah, some people did come out and hang out for a while Saturday morning after race week. So that's how a lot of these Chevrolets, they're right here next to the Buicks because this whole area is going to be this era of GM car. Broken 61 Buick, best design. Yeah, they're good looking cars. So that's why there's some miscellaneous here, but it's all going to be in this area. 64 Bel Air wagon. And more Buicks that are just tucked back here in the corner that haven't been put away yet. There's a couple of those Rivieras. Early 2000s GM. There's a little GM stuff from that era. Just depends on, what you need or what you're looking for. Carl, I got the 59H. Oh, Carl's on with us. He picked up the four-wheel drive, the blue 59 International four-wheel drive last year. I've got a few other Internationals in that era. Nothing new since you've been here, though. I've got a few Chevy trucks from the early 2000s. I don't remember for sure what I've got. Lee from New York's on. Here's the old Golf 57 Chevy truck, or 55 Chevy Golf truck. I don't know if you guys remember this from last year when I picked this thing up. We did a video on this thing. This thing is so cool. Gulf Tane LP gas. Joe Calloway in Wilmette, Arkansas. How about a Spartan? There was a 58 Chevy Spartan 80. More Impalas. So Carl rebuilt the engine in the International and got it up and going. So these trucks here, no, these trucks were both cut off. That's all I've got of them. That's exactly how they came in. So anyway, we'll just keep wondering. I'll keep an eye on comments as we're trucking along here. We may kind of swing back around by the Mopars and the Chevy ladder truck. That's a couple things people have been asking about yet. So a little bit of miscellaneous here, a few Volkswagens, even a Porsche that got stuck in here. So all kinds of weird stuff. You never know. I've got, like I said, a few Volkswagens and things like that, but not much. A couple Carmen Gias, couple Bugs, more G-bodies. More cabs. The remnants of some Corvettes, not much in Corvette stuff, but there's a pile of miscellaneous Corvette stuff. And we'll kind of wander along this row of cabs, which will kind of take us back up by some of the Mopar stuff. Actually from the other side. One of those old tilt cab Ford cabs from the early 60s. Any Cadillacs, there again, that's a pretty broad topic. More Ford cabs, there's some few GM cabs. Like I said, there's a lot of cabs that are off, ready to go. More cabs lined up over here. Rusty Nails is on with us. So far we've been lucky with weeds. I've been keeping them down so we can actually see some stuff, but Bogans are hanging around for the Mopar lane. We're just about there. We're gonna swing the corner up here. We're gonna check out a few Mopars. A bunch of International cabs right here on the corner. 70 Camaros or Dodges. I don't have any small back window Camaros at all, except for the 74 that I'm gonna keep. We just went past a bunch of Impalas, Rusty Nails. Do I have any projects that I'm working on? I've been working on my 78 F-250s, but I've been working on when I have time, which isn't very often. Any 67 Eldos? No, I don't have any 67 Eldorados at all. More cabs tucked around over here. And here's some Mopar stuff. A few things here on the edges, 64 Falcon and a Trans Am that need to be put away. I've got a file cabinet full of titles. Yep, I sure do. But this will get into some Mopar stuff. And we'll just kind of give a quick walk around. If there's something specific you guys want to see, let me know. And we can sure try to get to it. 66 Chevy 2, do not have any 66 or 67 Chevy 2s at all. '40 Plymouth, that's right, you did ask about that, Brandon. What was the blue car? That's, David W. loves IHs as well. We'll swing around here over to the '40 Plymouth. Let's just cut back to it, actually. Not much left of it. It's been pretty heavily, wasn't much left of it when I got it, and I've sold a ton of parts off of it for something that there wasn't much left of either. So we'll cut back here to the '40 Plymouth Coupe. There's another Pilot House Dodge. If our Dodge truck guy's on, there's another one right there. Like I said, they're kind of scattered. Pete, did you see an Old Cars Weekly of the yard in Wisconsin that's crushing everything? Yeah, I did see that. I put a few things on eBay. I've got the Pinto wagon on eBay right now, but I've not had much luck. I put a few cars on eBay this year, and nothing's worked out. You know, people hit buy it now, you never hear a word out of them, things like that. But the Pinto wagon is on right now, so occasionally I put a few things on there. If it starts working better, I got tons of stuff I can put on there, but I just haven't had much luck with it. Newell stock parts. I've got Newell stock stuff in some of the buildings. Best email or call, just call. Call so I can get you on my list. If you're not on my notepad, it's hard for me to keep track of. How much for the heavy half? You just have to call me, bud, on that and get some details. But here's the 40 Plymouth. Like I said, not a heck of a lot left of it. 48 Plymouth convertible parts. But like I said, this old Plymouth coupe, there's just roof's kind of banged up. Like I said, it was kind of a rough old car when it came in. And obviously I've sold a lot of parts off of it, so there's even less left. G-body four-door, there's one or two four-doors down. I've got about 30 G-bodies. We went through that section, went around that section a little bit ago, but we might, we'll see how things go. We'll see how the crowd hangs out and what we need to do as to whether or not we get back to that. I think the green Newport would sell on eBay. I don't think I've ever put that one on eBay. And like I said, I've been pretty frustrated with the way eBay hasn't been working very well on cars. I invested in a drone safe walking back and forth. Yeah, but you couldn't get as close of the detailed shots with a drone as what we can do doing this when we can go walk around and check some stuff out. Whole pickup bed full of grills that just came in out of my buddy's place. I got to get sorted through. I need steering column, pedals, motor, and transmission. And there again, Brandon, I don't even remember what your last comment was at this point, based on the amount of comments I've got coming in. So, when was this yard started? Oh, on the 40 coupe. Okay, Brandon. Yeah, just give me a call. We can go over some details on some of that stuff here in the very near future. eBay's really hit or miss. Facebook Marketplace has hurt that. You know, like I said, it's just, and eBay's gotten real goofy. It's even hard to list vehicles on eBay. So, I don't know. That Pinto, when I put it on last Sunday, I had to do it like 3 times to try to get it to go. It was kind of a mess to put it on. And like I said, it's just been kind of flaky. I've heard Bring a Trailer can be about the same way as far as, you know, people following through on things. So, you know, I don't know what the best plan of attack is, but yeah, that Newport is super cool. Somebody should definitely do something with that since we're actually walking right by it again. There's another one of the International 4-wheel drives, but I think we had this one when you were here last year. I don't remember. It seems like I did. The dealer albums from the dealerships, I mean, typically I've always found them at, you know, like auctions and things like that, dealer auctions, or look on eBay for specific ones. Charger rear bumper, depends on which one, what you needed one for. And you probably typed that in as we were walking by them, but we just walked by a bunch of them, so. '67. Norma's got to jump off. We'll see her tonight. I think the rear bumper's gone off that Charger, but let's swing back over there since we're not too far away. We're about back over that Chevy ladder truck. How do you find cars? Wherever. A lot of stuff I find anymore is coming from guys who have had it stashed for years and just realize they're not going to get to them. Or it was a parts card they had for something else and the car's done and they just need to get it out of their way. Now the rear bumper's gone. But anyway, how was this place started? We had that question just a little bit ago, I believe. 82 Camaro pace car. I've got one over here in the yard, and I've got a real nice low mileage original 82 pace car. Never even seen that one pop up. Yeah, broken shock. When was this yard started? Well, let's just talk about that real quick. Everything we're looking at, with the exception of we were over on the other side, yes, that Newport is complete. I'm actually right by it. We can look at it real quick. Eloy made it. In fact, we'll just head over here and then I'll tell the story. Basically, the stuff we looked at where I said I call the new yard where it's kind of a mess, that place has been, like I said, hung up there for decades. The guy that owned that, the family that I bought it from, he actually put that together in the mid-70s because he owned the yard where we're standing right now back from the early 50s up to the mid-70s. In the mid to late 70s, he was, he wasn't ready to retire, but he was getting close, so he moved those old cars over there, and that was going to be his retirement gig. The facility where we're at right now, where we're walking around, this rocked area, X-ray Dean's here, all this stuff here, basically from that billboard to my two white buildings, and all the way back to that row of power poles, if you can see that. This whole yard was a late model production yard up until 2011. There wasn't hardly anything in here that was, past the mid 90s in 2011. So, there was hardly anything in here that was over 20 years old. It was all early to mid 90s on up to 2010 vehicles at that point. My dad did this, on a smaller scale when I was growing up. So I grew up around it. I had about 100 cars of my own, 120, I think, that I had stashed when he put this place up for sale. So I made a deal with him because I didn't want any of the late model salvage. I didn't want he had like 3 wreckers, and I didn't want any of that stuff. It didn't fit what I wanted to do. It didn't fit my business model. So I made a deal with him. And remember, I had 120 cars, and there's almost 16 acres here. So we made a deal that he had 2 years to sell his inventory down and crush out while I started to move in. So in 2011, and we actually made that deal at the end of 2010, and then at the beginning of 2011, like in January or February, iron went through the roof, like 240 a ton. I mean, just unheard of numbers. And he leveled this place. There were a couple of hundred pickups left that he was going to sell a few knickknacks off of over the next year or two, since he had 2 years to work through his inventory. But they basically leveled everything in here in 2011. So basically, I started with the dirt in the buildings and the 120 cars and trucks that I moved in 2011. So here we are in 2022, and everything we're looking at now has been done in the last 11 years, or 10 and a half years. So that's kind of the story of how this came about. And the guy that I bought it from was the guy that bought it from the other guy in the mid 70s. And then the part over there where it's all grown up, where I call the new yard, that I couldn't get it bought. They wouldn't sell it. I tried for years to buy it. Yeah, the gentleman passed away. It still wouldn't sell it. Got hung up in the estate. And finally, two and a half years ago, I finally got a deal put together on it. So it's been a busy 10 years. And when I bought this, I also still had all my parts stores too. I've gotten rid of my parts stores. But when I bought this in 2011, I still had both parts stores too. So I had plenty going on. But this is a lot more enjoyable than dealing with retail parts. And I had the opportunity to get out of both of my parts stores. Not great, but okay. So sometimes when you can get your money back and move on down the road, sometimes that's not a bad plan, especially where, with online retailers and things like that, what that's doing to a lot of the brick and mortar stores. So that's, that's kind of how this evolved to this point to get to here. So anyway, in a nutshell, that's the nickel tour of the story. This has basically all been put together in the last 10 years, with the exception of the few hundred cars over on that side that I bought intact as a unit. So anyway, let's keep wondering, what's anybody want to see? Was the Pole Barn Garage Roadrunner originally a petty blue? It wasn't petty blue. It was kind of a lighter silvery blue. That's where it was sitting. It came right out of that hole. Oh, we were looking at another Newport real quick. Let's look at this Newport while we're standing here. This is a great car, it really is. The guy that I bought this car from said he had it running, the transmission was slipping. There is another transmission in the trunk that he was going to have overhauled. Now, Randy, if you can break even on an exit, that's good. And that's kind of what, and actually I got all my money out of the inventory and I still had all the fixed assets. So and they were CarQuest stores, and after Advance Auto bought CarQuest, the independent store side of things pretty much went down the tank. Advance had no use, no need, and no care for any of the independent stores. They didn't want them, they didn't care. So when I had the opportunity to bail the way, kind of the writing on the wall with the way Advanced Auto was treating the CarQuest stores, I figured I better take it. So, but yeah, this car was running and driving. Like I said, the transmission was slipping. There's an extra transmission that comes with it because the guy was going to have that transmission built and then swap it out. So power wagons, I don't have any true power wagons at all. I don't know if they make interior kits for the Newport or not. That I don't know specifically. It's all there, but of course the seats are, are weak. It is a 383 automatic, yes. But yeah, the seats definitely need done. Door panels, they're fair. Back seat, just, it's got a few splits in it. But like I said, overall, it's just got some age to it. The door panels don't look bad over there. Headliner is out of it, and the dash pad's cracked. But it is all there, so. Even the door's shut good, look at that. Anyway, we'll just kind of keep on wandering. I'll keep an eye out for comments. We haven't really looked at any Fords. We must not have a lot of Ford guys on today because I have not had a lot of questions about Ford stuff. A bunch of Fords right here. This was, originally intended to be the Ford section, so it's set up as Fords. It will all get moved based on the amount of volume that's been coming in, but for now, this whole section's pretty much Ford stuff. Any make of 27 to 31 coupes? No, don't really have anything there. Just Ford trucks. Stan says Legendary does sell that interior for the Newport, so. So kind of a mishmash of Ford cars. 1.5 ton Studebakers. Amy, were you the one talking about the 41 to 48s? We can definitely catch some of those. Yeah, I've been to CTC Auto Ranch in Texas. M-Series Studebakers. Yes, we can, let's see. I've got 3 of them, they're all scattered. So Willie's Wagons, nothing there. Let's see. Falcon Ranchero back bumper, depends on which one you're talking about. The Falcons are cool, I've got several Falcons. 60 to 66 fleet side tailgates, I do still have some of those in stock. 63, I've got 162 or 3 Falcon Ranchero. I'll have to check and see what we've got there. 63 to 67 Ford full size. I've got a couple of those here we can check out, and then we can head over towards, I know one of those M-Series Studebakers we're not terribly far away from, but there's a 67 Galaxy, 2-door hardtop. And we'll cut through over here to look at another Ford on the way over to one of those M-Series Studebakers. Here's another Ford. This one was kind of an interesting car. Unfortunately, it's rough and the drivetrain, the original drivetrain is missing, but this was a factory black 394 speed 64 Galaxy. More Buicks and Pontiacs. We moved in from Dad's place. Rage cams, you check out and check us next time. That's perfect. Glad you made it for a while. 77 Caprice 2-door with that big back window, something you don't see very often. A few more square body Chevys. Here's one of the M-Series Studebakers. Not really any front clip left. The hood's still here, but other than that, that's about it. The next Studebaker will build an M-Series with a Cummins 6-speed and a 4x4. I don't think I've got any. Well, I don't know. I'd have to see if I got for 55, 56 rear bumpers, Steve. Do not have an 89 GMC 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive on that. The 98, I think we just walked by, was a 72, I believe. So there's one of the Studebakers. Blazers or Jimmies, there again, depends on what we're talking about. Seat bottom in there. Well, let's look. It's there. Have to dig it out and see how it looks, but it's broke down on the driver's side, but it is there. If you had somebody put a few springs in it, it might be a workable piece. But we'll swing by that Chevy ladder truck, and then we're gonna we can swing up around to another M-Series Studebaker as well. We're on the back side of this area with the big farm trucks. Don't have any of the big Blazers or Jimmies from the 60s or 70s at all. So, hope the wind isn't bothering anybody. It is. I can definitely feel it here. I'm hoping this mic is helping. That blue Dodge is a super cool truck. It's a 68 short bed half-ton V8 automatic Adventurer. So that is a pretty good truck. I was actually going to point that out, and then we got some more questions, and I just kind of wandered on past it. So here's a cool International Gin truck. Like I said, we're kind of on the back side of this section of the bigger farm truck stuff. It says audio still good, perfect, because we do have some wind. I was worried about it. Thanks for the feedback, guys. 59 Viking. Big old Jimmy. So these can be a little bit of anything. It's just the big stuff, the big long chassis with the big beds on it. It's kind of what ends up in here. Jeep pickup just came in recently. Hopefully you guys caught the video on that. Here's the Chevy ladder truck. Every time Steve comes out to get something, he gets sidetracked. Always here way longer than he thought. Yep. Well, at least you're close to me, Steve, so it's not too big a deal. But this is a big old manual crank ladder. It's a pretty unique setup on a 63 Chevy 3/4 ton. But check this thing out. It's a weird setup. All manual, big, huge springs on this thing. Never tried it, so don't know how it works, but definitely a unique deal. Bill says, sounds good, keep rolling. No, I don't have any Superbirds hidden anywhere, that's for sure. Peterson Electric, Larned, Kansas is what that truck was used for, but pretty unique deal. Steve's local. He come out and got some parts, so he's been out here to pick stuff up before. So when he's out here, we have to take him around and let him look at what he wants to look at. So no, yeah, I can't just let anybody go wander, but he's not too far away from me, so he's come up to get parts before, so. Rico and Jess are here working on the Nash, so we had a wiring issue. They're chasing on it. Rusty Nose needs to cut a tree down. Is that a carryall? That wasn't actually a 40 Ford panel truck. That was a 40 Ford panel truck that somebody cut into a school bus. It was a pretty unique deal. I don't know if it was a conversion. It's got to be in a conversion deal. We'll see if we can get over there and take a look inside of this thing, because it is so unique. It's rough. There's not much left of it. But we'll see if we can get up in there and show you what they did to this thing. Let's see. This actually had benches in it. There's the remnants of the old bench. There's the other one laying down. These windows actually worked. Like I said, this had to have been a conversion deal because somebody put a lot of time and effort into this thing. These actually had up and down windows on here that cranked up or down, had the channels in it. A lot of wooden structure, but these metal trim panels actually covered a small regulator where they could raise or lower these side windows for this, 44 panel school bus. So somebody put a lot of work into this thing back in the day. I don't think it would pass any safety standards in today's world, but for the time in the 40s, it worked. See if I can get back down off here without breaking my neck, and then we'll keep on wandering. So, let's kind of turn around here. If you have a GTO you would sell, there again depends on what kind of GTO you're looking for. I've got a few, not a lot. We'll kind of work our way up this direction. There's another M Series Studebaker up towards the front, 65 to 70. I've got a 67 Shell over there. That's a 242 car. I've got a 67 convertible that I've had at a guy's shop forever, but I don't know if he's working on it yet or not. So I need to touch base with him and find out if he's actually doing anything. Those are the only 242 cars that I've got right now in that window. So more trucks. Dodge A100 van, Chevy step van. Step van's pretty cool. A few more trucks over here on this edge. And some 50s GM stuff. We're kind of getting on the back side of the area where I told you was all going to be 40s and 50s GM eventually. This section here going to be part of that. These are Buicks that came in from Dad's place. Rusty Nails wants an A100. Well, there's a little van over there, but I don't have any pickups, so. Slowly but surely getting things organized in this era of 50s GM stuff. A few more up front here that need to be moved yet. 71 Granville convertible, 65 Coupe de Ville. A few of those cars need to get out of here and get back to those other sections. 57 Olds. Steve's still on with us. That'll look familiar. There's the Cutlass that Steve just traded in on some Pontiac stuff. And speaking of A-bodies, we're coming up on some of the A-bodies right now on our way over to another one of those M Series Studebakers. A few Novas mixed in here, but this is primarily A-body stuff. Yep, I figured that one would look familiar to you. I don't know if our Nova windshield guy's still on, but it's broke. Here's the 74 Nova four-door, and that windshield is broke, so that isn't going to do any good. '71 GS. Unstuck 50 to 54 straight out. I don't know if they've got anything that's not stuck, Steve. Skylarks, Tempests, Le Manses, Chevelles. There's that 67 GTO shell, and it's not a bad body, and it is titled. It is a 242 car. I've not done a PHS on it, so I do not know how it was equipped. 67 Le Mans convertible, 67 Tempest. 69 Grand Prix, do not have any 69s. Dad's got a 71 that is for sale, but no 69s. Some more 50s era cars. Salty Reese's Cups on with us. But here's another one of the M-Series Studebakers. This is one of those, it was cut off. It did not have a chunk of frame left on the back. It was kind of tricky to unload, so it kind of got sat here in the corner away from the others just because it was tricky to maneuver and handle. And there was a hole here, so that's where it ended up. So that catches 2 of the 3 Studebakers. The other one's over on the other side. Well, Jason overslept, but he made it with us. Yep. Obviously still looking for a Nova windshield since mine's broke. Amy has a good fender. Depends on which fender you need for that M series. This section here is A body as well. A lot of Buicks and a lot of Skylarks that came in from Dad's. Any Ram Chargers? I've got 186 that's up front that's a running, driving truck. 80-some thousand miles, one owner. That's a pretty decent truck. Actually, we ought to walk up front while we're here. We can walk past that M series again and look at the fenders. But there again, there are different fenders, and I don't know which ones you need on that M series. But we haven't been up front yet, and somebody said something about a Ram Charger, so let's just swing up there real quick. Any complete square bodies? Not much. I've got a few that are still somewhat intact. Buick wagons, super cool. Is it a LeSabre? Everything we just looked at was A-body stuff, Steve, so that would have been Special or Skylark, whatever it was. But we'll work our way up to this Ram Charger. I've got it up front because it's a complete intact running truck that definitely has a future. So I haven't parted it out. How about a Pacer wagon? But this old Ram Charger is really pretty decent. A lot of this stuff up here could all be saved. 71 El Camino, 41 Ford truck, 51 Ford truck. But there's the Ram Charger. All there, it's got the original paperwork inside from the dealership, like the deal jacket and stuff still in it from the dealer. It was sold new here in Great Bend, and a pretty straight old truck. Dent in this fender and a little bit of rust in the rear quarters, but that's about it. Yes, it is two-wheel drive, original hubcaps. The back seat is not in it. They took the back seat out at some point, so there's no back seat. But other than that, it's pretty much intact. It runs and drives. I've got a video on this of it running and driving as well. A little bit of rust in the rear quarters. But underneath, this thing is super solid. I've looked underneath it. I even actually slid under some of it on the video that you know, to show how good this thing is underneath. A little bit of rust coming through right here. But that's about it. So that's a pretty nice truck. How about a big job? Big job Super Duty. I don't know what that thing is, but it's big. And that's a super cool old truck. Big gasser with an automatic in it, custom built, aluminum flatbed. So that's going to make somebody a super cool tow rig. You'll see that with a couple Mustangs behind it or something, but neat truck. So let's head back out. That's kind of nice here in the shade. Feels kind of good to be in the shade for a minute. Is that an F600? It's an F800 actually. That's what I was thinking. It'd be a cool vintage drag car hauler. You know, some sort of old Mustang or something on the back, or an old Falcon. Man, it's pretty nice right now. I got shade and a breeze. I might just hang out here for a while. Frank's going to bail off. He's going to hang out and jump on and hang out with us tonight. Appreciate that. So, something else to think about while we're standing here, racks of bumpers. One thing a lot of people don't think about when they call me or anybody like me for parts that does this is I don't know how many times every week people will call me and ask if I have a specific car. And I'll say, no, I don't have one of those here. They'll say, okay, thanks, bye, and hang up. That doesn't mean I may not have parts for your car. Do I have any grams? Do not have any grams. But, so the, you know, that's one thing that a lot of people don't think about is I may have parts for your car even if I don't have that exact car in stock. So many people, you know, miss out on the opportunity to find the parts they need because they're not clear when they contact me about what they need. So whether it's me or anybody else that does this, always be very specific about what your vehicle is and what you need. Because I don't know how many times I've caught people before they hung up. So and ask them, what did you need? Well, they'll tell me, well, a lot of times I have the part, but I may not have that exact car in inventory. So please keep that in mind when you're calling me or anybody like me for parts, because the biggest reason most people can't find parts for their project, they don't know how to look for them. And that's one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of people make, is they're just not clear about what they need, and that's why they can't find anything. So anyway, that being said, let's keep boogieing. I guess I'll get out of the shade and go walk around out in the sun so I can show you guys some more cars. Kevin's on with us. And as always, keep those questions and comments coming. We'll sure get to what we can. Rear bumper and brackets for a 66 Valiant. There's one over on the other side, and we actually have not walked around over there much. We just went over and looked at the Mavericks. So we'll head over towards that 66 Valiant, see if it's got a rear bumper on it. And I guess I'm back out in the sun. I was getting pretty comfortable back in there. T88 overdrive transmission, don't have anything there. But back there in the shade and the breeze, it was pretty nice. But we'll head that direction. We'll head over towards that 66 Valiant, because like I said, I haven't looked at much stuff over on that side of the new yard yet. So it's a perfect time to do that. We've wandered around over here quite a bit. Let's head over that direction. This whole section here is kind of miscellaneous. Once again, it's right here in the middle, kind of turned into a catch-all. Is the orange Ford all there? I don't remember which one we were talking about at that point. I don't know if Pete's still on with us or not, but looky there, Pete. See what I see? There's Pete's Camaro right there. Retract, 58 Ford Retract. Golf cart would be handy. Yes, it would, but we can't get between cars with a golf cart. I could drive the roads, but when we go off through the cars, you can't. I don't have any 91 Rangers as far as that engine covers. So there was a 77 F-150 Super Cab up front. Yes, it is pretty much a complete truck. Back around some of these old Mopars. I don't know if our international friends are still on. That was a 6-speed special. Not much left of that one, but that one was also a 6-speed special at one point in its life. Was a complete truck, but it obviously parted out fairly well. So the gray 71 El Camino is 6,800 Eloy. It does run. They did all the body work except the left rear quarter. They got to the left rear quarter, ran out of money, and I bought it out of the body shop. It was running and driving when it went into the body shop, And I did put a battery in it, and it does hit on prime gas. Have not driven it, but I do know the engine will fire up on prime gas. 58 was a common retractable, but rare to rust. Another thing, more bumpers, more sheet metal. Like I said, lots of parts here that I may not have the exact vehicle. You know, I don't have any 63 Ford full-size cars, but there's a full set of Ford or hardtop doors for a 63 Ford. So if you call me and ask me if I've got any 63 Fords, I'm going to tell you I don't have any full-size cars, but if you need door parts for a Ford or hardtop, which is pretty rare, I've got them. Lincoln parts, header panels, doors, Mark IV, Mark V Lincolns. Don't have any Mark IV, Mark V Lincoln cars here intact, but I got a ton of parts for them. So let's head over towards this Valiant. That's where we were headed, 66 Valiant. And we'll wander around a little bit over here as we go. A whole pile of Model T parts, which I know nothing about. But like I said, we're over in on the new yard right now, where there's no rhyme or reason to anything. Things pretty much got dumped wherever there was a hole to dump them. That's something you definitely don't see. A Willys Aero sedan Ace Deluxe. Kind of a cool little car. '59 Ford truck cab, Chevy pickup bed. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this stuff. Engine stacked around. But here's the little 66 Valiant on the other side of this DeSoto. We'll head around the back, see if it's got a rear bumper on it. It does. Looks like it's got a core. 51 Chieftain parts, James. I don't have a lot of 51 stuff. I've got 3 52s, but I don't really have a lot of 51 stuff. Yep, I'm trying to drink water. I'm trying to get some drinks snuck in here when you guys aren't paying attention. So, but yeah, I'm trying to keep some water because my throat's getting dry. I know it's been a long day. Shopcat's on with us. So yeah, if you want to give me a shout on that Valiant rear bumper, there it is. We'll just walk right through here. How about that? How's that for a rear bumper? 48 to 50 Ford F3. Check out that rear bumper. Jason wants a Hudson badge. Yeah, I do not have the Hudson badge with me. I wouldn't want to drop it and lose it. One thing that they did have somewhat organized in this yard, shockingly, because nothing else was there several Cadillacs right in this area. A couple of 62s. 63 Fleetwood, 61 Coupe. This is one thing I can't believe they got away with. These things are brutal. I mean, these things are, that tip is wicked. You come by and snag your leg on that and you know it. How about a Caddy limo, 66 Cadillac limo? Another big old sedan DeVille, I think 68, I think, 7 or 8. Fleetwood letters. Had them on the trunk. I don't know if you could ever get them off in one piece, but but rough old car, just a good parts car pretty much. But 71 Torino, 55 Cadillac. Need to get a 360-degree camera. Of course, the thing about that is it'd be even harder to keep track of what's going on with a 360-degree camera. A couple of 66 Cadillacs. Some old Chevys. A couple of 58s, a 76. I think that one's a 72 down there on the end. And like I said, nothing, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this. Your head would be spinning pretty good like that though, Rusty, I think. Another Pilot House Dodge, another old Chevy. Some more old Chevy trucks. This is kind of interesting. 54 5-window short bed. This actually has the flat side 54 bed still on it in a short bed. That's kind of a rare piece. Another one of these little Willys Aero sedans. Here's the Henry J's. I've got a full video on both these Henry J's too, if anybody want to go back and take a look at them. That other one's been actually cut down into a pickup. Not really sure where somebody was going with that. I guess that was just before you could get a small pickup, and they wanted a small pickup. So the Henry J being a small economy car, they made a Henry J pickup. Another 6-speed special actually right here. We're gonna end up catching most of these 6-speed specials by the time we're done. Rear bumper for a rolling box F100. Rear fenders for a Henry J. I don't think they're terrible. They actually didn't cut the rear fenders up on these. They actually cut around them. So yeah, there might be something workable there for the rear fenders. Edsel in a tree. Oh, is that on the El Camino, Eloy? It took me a second. There's a full video on that car. You can look it up too. I've got a full walk around video on that El Camino. If we don't get back over there, if we get back up to the front, I'll try to show you. This is a very unique car here. I even didn't know for sure what this was. 42 Studebaker. When I first saw this, I wasn't sure what it was. I had to do a little bit of research to even try to figure out for sure what it was. Just call me on that GTO body. Depends all on what you want. I've got, the shell and the frame sitting there. I've got most of the sheet metal to go with it. It just depends all on what you want to buy. That's why when some of this stuff we just have to have a conversation on the phone. The El Camino is obviously sitting there intact in one piece, so that was easy to price. But that GTO, like I said, it depends on what you want. Do you just want the shell and the frame with tags and paper? Do you want doors? Do you want fenders? I've got a bunch of 66 and 67s, so I've got a lot of pieces that could put a lot of that car together as well, depending on what you want. So, but anyway, I'm kind of in the shade of the tree. Pretty nice here right now, but we'll kind of keep slowly wandering. Like I said, this is really grown up over here. I've gotten the really tall, nasty stuff under control. Is my lens dirty? I think it's just the shade. I wiped it off before we started, so I hope that we don't have any lens issues. Everything on my end is looking okay, but plus it's just overgrown out here too, so. But anyway, like I said, this is just a menagerie of everything. Any old Jeeps, like actual Jeeps, no. I've got some Jeep products, but if you're talking like CJ type Jeep, I don't have any of those. Packard, Oldsmobile. '51 Mercury, 47, 48 Ford, and a little mid-70s Buick Skylark. I mean, just like I said, no rhyme or reason to anything over here. Another Cadillac, Plymouth, 59 Buick. Scott, we walked by all the 59 Buicks a little bit earlier in the video. So there's 4 of them, and we caught those a little earlier. So I don't know if we'll get back over there or not. Little Hudson Superjet. Another Packard. Yes, we did go past a Rambler American. There's a cool car. We can run back by it. No Grand Nationals. 49 Plymouth Suburban 2-door station wagon. Let's run back to this Rambler real quick because we're not too far away from it. So there it is. That's the one we just went past, the little four-door. Do not have any 63 or 64 darts at all. There again, GTOs depends on what you want. You know, that's there again. Do you want earlier GTOs? Do you want the 73 A body? You want the 74 Nova body? You want the 04 to 06? We're talking about 60s. That's it. Yeah, no problem, Randy. At least we weren't too far away from it. 49 Dodge. There's some Vegas in here. And we'll look at something else that's kind of weird, kind of interesting. How about a cement mixer? Yep, there's even a big old cement mixer in here. Don't know why it's here. Don't know what the purpose of it is. But it's a pretty cool industrial looking piece. 70 with a 455. If I think that was GTO. Yeah, okay. I went back through my comments. I found your other one. No, I don't have any 70 GTOs at all. But a big old Ransom, big old monster mechanical type cement mixer. Yeah, and there is a full walk around video on those Henry J Shop Cat. If you go back through the other videos, search for the Henry J video, there's a full walk around on both of those cars. So I don't think this is good for anything, but it sure looks cool. It's got a little engine over on this side. Any Vega cambacks? Yes, I think there's one up front we can kind of work our way up towards. But here was the little engine on the side of this cement mixer type thing. But kind of a cool, cool deal. Just the big, heavy industrial type look. So we'll work our way around up to that other Vega. And you can kind of see what I mean as far as just a menagerie of anything, everything, wherever there was a hole, that's where it ended up at. And that's kind of what we're dealing with here. Shop Cat, be fun to get that thing running. Was that a Continental? It was something like that. It was some sort of a little power plant. I don't remember exactly what it was. Fleetline Chevy, 48 Chevy Fleetline. Those cars are crazy popular. Here's a cool little Hudson. Let's check this Hudson out as we walk by here. Little mid-50s Wasp. Kind of a neat looking car. Shopcast says if it's a Continental, it'll run. A couple of Corvairs. That's right, amazing to see how far technology has come. Wasps are probably in there too. Like I said, fortunately, I haven't had a lot of wasp issues this year. Hudson badge is back on the desk. We don't want to wear it out for tonight. We want to save the Hudson badge for tonight. Brandon says that Hudson needs to be in his garage. That could be arranged. 47 Cadillacs? Yeah, we just went past one actually. You're about 2 minutes late, so we'll see if we can get back there. Here's a little Vega wagon. I guess this is a GT. It's not a camback, it's a GT. Most everything's for sale. Yeah, I've got some cars in my own personal collection that are not, but pretty much everything we're looking at on here is for sale. But I've got a lot of my good done personal cars. You know, a lot of my signs, things like that are not for sale. But pretty much all this stuff that we're looking at here is all for sale. Let's see, some cool stuff here. Let's catch this row. We'll swing back by that 47 Cadillac maybe. Number one made it. and see where we want to go with it. See if we want to keep going or if we're about done, but we'll try to catch that 47 Cadillac. You guys tell me what we're going to do, and we'll keep working our way around. Rambler Marlin, Rambler American, no 61 bubble tops, nothing there. Edsel, some shoebox Fords. There's that Falcon Ranchero. We actually had a question about that earlier. Let's see if that's got a rear bumper on it. I have no idea if you're still on with us. I do remember that question popping up about a Falcon Ranchero rear bumper. And it's there, but it is bad. 80 to 86 Ford F100, short wheelbase, no short beds. I've only got one, it's a long one. No 57 to 60 Chevy convertibles at all. But that bumper's there, but it's rough. The last M Studebaker, okay, that's back here in the corner, so we'll just kind of work our way back that direction then. My personal collection, Anthony likes it. There's about, there's 20 some cars in that building. I got a lot of Trans Ams, a lot of Camaros, some 50 stuff. I've got a Viper. That's probably one of my favorite cars. I actually worked for Chrysler and Warranty Administration in the late 90s. So, you know, was familiar with Vipers and was always a fan of those cars. So I've got one of those. Just kind of a, you know, whatever's cool type stuff. I've got an old Chevy dealership tow truck, a 1950 Chevy dealership tow truck. So a little bit of everything. And then Dad's got 20 some cars that are done as well. So we've got a pretty extensive collection between him and I, plus signs, gas pumps, toys, etc. Here's the 47 Cadillac. Number one says S10. It depends on what kind of S10 we need. Any 62, 63 Falcon works on that. Okay. I do have a couple of other ones we'll have to check. Give me a shout when we get done. I'll get you on my list and I'll look at those other ones. 70s GM wagons. There again, depends on what you want on those. So let's start working our way back to that M series Studebaker. Since you're still on, I don't want to forget about you. Like I said, if I forget about you, please remind me and I will sure try to get with you. When we get done, Scott, give me a shout. I'll get you on my list. I'll look at that rear bumper. And there again, the same question as always. You need just the rear bumper bar. Do you need the guards? Do you need the brackets? You know, all those pieces, you know, affect the price. And I want to make sure we're all on the same page. That's why, you know, just when we get done, I'll put my phone number in the text part of this video, 620-786-4428. Give me a call. We'll find out exactly what you need. I'll get you on my list. We'll look it over. I can get you some more detailed pictures and we can go from there. So anyway, I've got a lot of 49 to 52 era Studebaker trucks as well. So, but we're going to get back to this other M, and I'm trying to keep an eye on comments. I'm sure I've missed some of you guys. I apologize. I'm just trying to keep up with them. We've still got a pretty good sized crowd on here. So I apologize if I missed you. Don't hesitate to ask me again if I completely did. 85 Sierra hood. I do not have anything there. I do have one in that era, but I think it's a couple years older than that. There again, you know, give me that something else to give me a shout on. I'll put you on my list and double check what year that car is. Just about back here. Every Canadian guy had a neighborhood with ladder trucks for lights, for Christmas lights. Here's the other M series. Travelalls, I've got the one we just did the video on the other night, and I've got another one. I do still have some Pontiac 455 engines in stock as well. So here's the last M series Studebaker that I've got. We've seen the other ones. We got one other Travelall over here. This is like this squared off one. It's pretty rough. And then I hope you caught the video the other night on the 67 that just came in, the complete truck that just came in. This one, no front clip, but the body is there, like I said, rough, but a lot of bits and pieces left on that Travelall there, depending on what body style we're talking about and what you need. So, just kind of went back to wondering again. I think I'm caught up on comments. I'm sure I missed a few. I'll double check here. Looks like I've caught, yeah, I've caught the last several, it looks like. I'm sure there's some earlier stuff that I've missed. Just trying to keep up on things as we're out wandering. No 57 Buick wagons. Let's start a preservation movement for that bus in the school district for American car history. There you go. So one of these days I'll eventually get time to keep sorting some stuff out, but no Super Bs or GTXs at all. Few Mustang bodies sitting around, not a ton of Mustang stuff, but lots of bits and pieces left on some of those. Speaking of Studebakers, here's another really cool Studebaker truck in here. Like the 4950 era, if you guys can see that cab sticking up there. Martinet Motor Company. Had Goodyear on the hood, had a big push bar bumper on the front, grill guard type bumper with a push bar. Kind of get around here, see if you can get a little better look at it. I like the 68 Dodge Adventure pickup. Well, give me out, you can own it. 6288, yes, I do still have a 6288 in stock. 73 Grand Ams, do not have any of those cars at all. But I mean, they custom built grill guard. I've heard of Bud Salvage. The problem right now, and there actually had a place where you could bolt wood to this for a push bar. As of right now, today, I own 59 cars and trucks that I haven't picked up yet. And that's all in my area. All that stuff is within an hour to an hour and a half of where I'm standing. But I literally have written checks for 59 cars and pickups that I haven't had time to go get. So that's my problem, especially with going to Oklahoma and trying to get stuff, is just the time and the logistics to do it. Normal's back on with us. Glad you're here. Glad you made it back. 69 Cadillac. Shopcat digs the bumper guard. Yeah. How about Pawnee Poultry and Egg Company, Larned, Kansas? Another old Pilot House Dodge, if our Pilot House fans still on. Any complete 58 or 59 Chevy pickups? No, nothing that's complete. We're located in Great Bend. I'm right about in the middle of Kansas is where I'm at. More cabs. What's the best car? There's almost 2,000 cars here. So what's the best car? That's a pretty broad spectrum, and that you're going to get a different answer from every single person you ask that to. Because some people are going to think stuff is cooler than what other people think. So, Chad Woyan's on with us. Glad you made it. Some Dodge truck stuff. We'll kind of swing around here to some of the G-body stuff. We can see a few G-bodies here on the edge. We got some more around the corner. Got these Volkswagens and a Porsche dumped in the middle of here, but we'll work our way around the corner to some G-body stuff. And we got kind of a group of them right here. We'll just kind of cut through some of this stuff. Rust-free square body short box. I've got a fleet side that's a pretty decent bed. That's like of a mid-80s. All right, let's just kind of wander this way. And like I said, unless somebody says something specific, I'm just going to keep wandering. And we've still got a pretty good crowd. I don't know how long you guys want to go or not, but we'll go for a few more minutes here, see what we come up with on comments, or if anybody wants to see anything else specific. Another Rabbit, 69 Electra, 90s era Chevy short box and all the sheet metal for one of those. Square body Suburban, I think that's going to a buddy of mine in Texas. 71 Olds, that car is sold as well. A few more things that just got dumped kind of in a hole. 64 Bel Air, 39 Chevy pickup, 78 Ford pickup, 56 Plymouth. I've got a little bit of the 94 to 02 Dodge stuff. Just depends on what you need and what body it is and what you need. Is the 51 truck for sale? There again, Larry, depends on which one you saw. You can give me a shout after we get done and get me some more details. More than likely it is. I just don't know which one it is, which one we're talking about. Here's some stuff that has been coming in recently. Some of this I've showed you, some of it we haven't yet. Some of it I've got the videos done, but I haven't posted them. The Chevy or the GMC pickup we've looked at, the Elite we've looked at, the 37 Ford to 38 Chevy truck we have not. I just shot those videos. Like I said, I kind of had an open area. I got so many cars and trucks bought that I needed to be dragging in. Just walk through the yard and talk about almost anything. It would be entertaining to listen to. Next time, get Dad out for the walk. He would have to bring his golf cart because his ankles are so bad. There's no way he can barely walk the way it is out here on this rocks and stuff. That wouldn't work out too well. How much for the GMC? I need to look it over, bud. I need to go over the details on it and see what's left on it good for parts. Because like I said, everything in here has just been dumped. I did the quick video on it, have not looked at it since. 75 Ford Elite. 9C1 Caprice cop car, 91 Taurus. A lot of people say, why do you have a 91 Taurus here? Well, because they made a lot of really cool SHO Tauruses, and if somebody needs a door or a fender for one and nobody's ever saved any Tauruses, there's not going to be any parts out there. So I went ahead and kept that too. Another Chevy pickup that just came in. Got any good excuses to give my preacher for missing church because I was walking the yard? Well, according to Big Job, Big Job says this is his church of iron and oil. So, number one says yard cart cruises with Dad and Chad. Yep. So anyway, this is stuff that's just been dumped and come in, have not messed with it, other than I did sell a bunch of parts off the 37 Ford. That Taurus is not an SHO. I kept it because there are a lot of guys out there that have SHOs, and a lot of those parts are the same. Same thing with some of this stuff. Late 80s, early 90s Buick Rivieras. We've got a handful of those that, you know, I've kept around over the years. Actually, Dad had them. We moved them out here. I've got, like I said, I've got some Pontiac 455s. Just depends on which one you want and what you need, things like that. So, international pickup, 70 international pickup. And kind of back over by that Napco again. G-body wagons, I've got 2 of them, neither one of them are complete. So, you know, they're not complete cars, depends on what you want. If you're looking for a builder, neither one of them are complete. That's why, you know, just give me a call after we get done. That's the only way to get into the details on that. 40 Ford steering column for floor shift. Need one for a 34 Ford, don't have anything there. Thanks to this Walk Impossible project. Thanks for being on, Randy. So, just trying to keep up with comments as we go. And like I said, I know I missed some of you guys. I apologize. Yeah, it's a little rusty, but yeah, it's still here. It's an intact 61. You see the fenders and stuff are pretty bad on it. It's going to need rockers and cab corners. Typical 61 Chevy pickup, it's going to need all that stuff. But it is a half-ton Apache 10 short bed. Here's the 83 F100 again. We kind of glanced at it earlier, but really it's just a basic 6-cylinder, you know, 2-wheel drive long bed pickup. But man, it's solid. The bed is solid. The cab corners don't even look bad. The doors look good. The fenders are good. Just a really solid old pickup. Even though it is just a basic 2-wheel drive, it's a pretty solid truck. 61 Impala. 4-door, 6-cylinder, 61 Impala. Number one, these are making my mouth water and my knuckles are pre-bleeding. Yeah, the 61 does have a 6-cylinder in it. It's still got the 6-cylinder in it. I believe it's a 3 on the tree, if I remember correctly. Yes, 3 on the tree. Salty Reese Cup built a 63 just like that, same color and everything. Oh, there's that little Cutlass Sierra. I don't know what year that is, but that's the one I was thinking of. Somebody had asked about a hood for one. That actually says Omega on it still, so maybe that's, I don't remember, maybe that's an Omega, not a Sierra. I don't remember what the year break was on those things. That's the one I was thinking of. Trying to keep my weeds dead. Like I said, we got a cool video on keeping weeds dead coming up. I think you guys will get a kick out of that. 72 F100, another complete old pickup with a lot of potential. There's a 47 Buick. We had our 47, 48 Buick fan is still on. There's a 47 Super. Number one, it's an X-body Omega. Sierra came out in 83, 84. Okay, so that's what the difference is. That's the one I was thinking of, though. Bulk tanks, these bulk fuel tanks are always great additions to old trucks that people are building. If you got a big truck like a farm truck, you want to make it look different, you always put a bulk fuel tank on it. It always makes it cool. Yeah, goats tear a lot of stuff up though, number one, so I don't want goats. This actually was a factory built tank body, and it actually has a pump in it. It has a Tokim gas-powered pump in it. No 67 Impalas, actually no 67 full-size Chevys at all. I've got parts for them, but I don't have any cars. 40 Plymouth or Dodge trucks. I've got some 39 to 47 Mopar truck stuff, depends on what you need. Rusty got a bail off, glad you made it for a while. Bulk tank makes great barbecue grills. That's another good point. Thanks for the 48 shot. Yeah, we got a few more around. Maybe we can catch a few more. But I thought this bulk tank was pretty cool with it because Tokeem obviously made gas pumps. Has the register on it. Kind of a neat piece. The latches look like they were like old hood ornaments that were cut down or something on top of this tank. So, and it's a shorter tank. It's probably like tank's only 7 or 8 feet long. So it'd be a cool little deal, probably an 8 foot deal you could put on about anything. Oh boy, where do we want to go next? Are we about done? Who knows? You guys tell me. I think I'm fairly caught up on comments. And we'll kind of wander down this row a little bit, and we may get ready to start winding up if you guys are about done. An old flathead Briggs, yeah, probably so. I just thought it was cool because it was actually a Tokeem piece, you know, since they were so well known for making gas pumps. That yeah, we've got about 4 or 5 boat tails out here. Nothing that's really complete, but I got a lot of parts for boat tails. No, don't have any Grand Nationals. Actually, that bed's not too far away from here. We can go look at it real quick on that short bed Chevy. Dakota's got a bail off. How about a Montego wagon? Something kind of different, like a 62 Montego wagon. But actually, let's head back to this Chevy pickup back here and look at that bed real quick. Call it a video and save myself for tonight. LOL. Number one, if you remember where you got a car or truck, tell the story. I could actually do that for about anything out here, believe it or not. Yeah, I'd like to have a Grand National. No, I don't have any first gen F-body stuff. Don't even really pursue it. The last one I sold, the last 69 Camaro I sold was a disaster. I was so tired of dealing with people, I about smashed the car. Literally, I mean, I had a 69 Z28, I had it reported stolen. I had people try to steal it. It's just almost not even worth the aggravation. Lower tailgate for a 54 210 wagon. Do not have anything there. I've got one on a Pontiac, but it's pretty rusty. Here's this short bed for a square body. It is a square gas door. It had bed rails on it. We're located in Great Bend, Kansas. So it's got holes on the top from the bed rails. Yeah, they did sell a GNX for $200 yesterday, which GNX is a little different than a Grand National, but I love them both personally. So, square S10, some more square body trucks. The El Camino. Okay, Eloy still wants to see the El Camino again, so we will head up towards the front, check out that El Camino, and probably about get ready to call this a wrap. Let's head up this direction and head up towards that El Camino. Eloy wants to walk around that El Camino a little bit. Luxembourg, log from Luxembourg, enjoying the videos. Thanks for the great footage. Appreciate it. Glad you're on with us from Luxembourg this morning. Well, it's this morning here. Actually, it's getting pretty warm, but it is. The breeze is helping. I'm glad that the mic I've got is not, the breeze is not affecting what you guys are hearing, because the breeze is definitely helping. But yes, it is hot. It's supposed to be over 100 again today. But supposed to be, it's probably 85, maybe pushing 90 by now. But I'd say it's probably in the 85 to 90 window here right now. So here's the 68 El Camino. We're gonna head up to the 71. But since we're walking past the 68, I thought we'd check it. Yep, I've got that love, that blue 72 that we just walked past. And then there's one more right here. I've got an orange 73. There's a few things missing off the blue one. This one is pretty much a complete truck. Any 65 Cutlasses, nothing there. Pete says, see you tonight, perfect. And I'm definitely fighting the screen, guys, too, so I hope I've caught most of the comments. It is so bright out here that I'm sure I've missed some of them, just I can't hardly see the screen. But 68 raining in North Carolina, that's much more comfortable than it is here. But yeah, if you guys have not jumped on with us on Sunday nights, Greg Station, I'll be end up watching the whole vehicle later. Want to come look at an older dually or big style truck for a tow rig. We'll walk past that 68 F800 here again in a little bit. You want to talk about a super cool tow rig, that's it. There's another 62 or 3 Falcon, but no rear bumper on it. Bill Wagaman, yeah, I'm getting warm, that's true. Close to the Gias? No, not close to the Gias. So you'll definitely want to check out this 68 F800 we're going to walk past here in just a minute as we head up to, what time is the next video? As we head up to that El Camino. Tonight at 7 o'clock, we will be on for Sunday Night Live Chat, which we do every Sunday night. We have a ton of fun on there. We'll talk about some industry news. We'll check out some badges and emblems. We'll auction off a bunch of my extra memorabilia pieces on a live auction. We'll look and check out a super cool old car magazine. And what else we got planned for tonight? Oh, we'll talk about the new raffle. We're going to play some trivia. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. If you guys have not been on with us at 7 o'clock on Sunday night, you definitely want to. 54 Chevy 5-window pickup cabs, nothing that's real clean. I've got a couple, but they're kind of rusty on the 54 5-window. You sell roller skates? Yeah, there's 2 Metropolitans here. Those are actually, the former owner of this facility had those. He was going to build one and never did. I bought those 2 cars from him, and 2 or 3 other cars is all I bought from the previous owner when they smashed this place out. All right, let's cut through here and we'll walk up to that 71 El Camino real quick and we'll start getting ready to wrap this up. So if you've got other comments or questions, be sure to throw them up. Or as always, you can jump back on with us at 7 o'clock tonight on Sunday Night Live Chat. I'll be in the office when we do that and we have a ton of fun. Like I said, my auction pile is getting a little out of hand, which is great for you guys, not so good for me, because if I don't get some of this stuff sold off, I'm not going to be able to get to my desk. So let's cut through here. Fence posts, my stacks of fence posts. My fence is all blowing down, so I got stacks of fence posts done. And just got my first low battery warning anyway, so it looks like we're going to be done anyway here shortly, where I'm down to 20% on battery. So we will get ready to call this. We're going to get up to that El Camino, some more A-body stuff. Kind of keep working our way through here. Those were all Buick wagons, actually. No, those were all A-bodies. I don't have any 61 Chevy wagons. I've got a 62, but it's pretty rough. I've got a 64. Back up to these big old Cadillacs. Like I said, I got a ton of 55 Cadillacs for sale. 1 convertible, that white 4-door's complete, 3 coupe DeVilles. Here's something kind of interesting real quick while we're here. Before we get over to that El Camino, I want to share this with you. 1942 Chevrolet. Look kind of odd. No chrome. Actual Blackout Chevy. Real deal Blackout, late 42 produced Chevrolet. No chrome trim, all painted. Anyway, I know number one wanted some more stories on cars. How about this one? Where did I get a car? Where did it come from? That was actually the very first parts car I ever bought. I bought that from my grandpa when I was about 7 or 8 years old. That was out of my dad's place. It was a car that my grandpa had bought for some parts, and he sold that to me when I was a little kid. That was the car that started this whole mess. That 58 Buick Special was the very first parts car that I ever bought. I don't remember where they got it because I was so little when they got it that I don't have any clue where it actually came from. But I know exactly where I got it. I know where it was sitting out at Dad's lot when I bought it. I still remember all that. Like I said, we could do that with about anything in here. 66 Coronet two-door hardtop, that came out of another yard. The Blackout Chevy, that came from an old guy who used to deal a lot of old cars that was in this area, and he's passed away since then, but he moved a lot of stuff back in the day, bought a lot of cars from him. Still remember very vividly going out to his place a lot of times, bought a lot of cars from him. So like I said, about everything, you know, everything out here has a story. Every single one. This 34 Ford truck, I didn't find it, but a buddy of mine did. He bought 2 of them. He kept one put in front of his shop. He sold me this one, and we just lost him a couple of months ago. And we did the video of his service with his 57 Caballero, but there again, got that from another guy. Pacer came from another buddy of mine. He brought it in. 41 Ford, we dug this out of a bunch of trees. I did a great video on this when we pulled this thing out of you couldn't even see this truck. If you were standing at this distance from this truck, you couldn't see it back in the trees. That thing was so deep. But anyway, we're back up to the El Camino. Supposedly they put metal in all the rust. Where it did have rust coming through, they did put metal in it. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna sell the 34 Ford truck either. But there's the left quarter. It does need a left quarter skin. That's the one thing they didn't do. They did skin the right quarter. They ran out of money, and that's where the project ended. Structurally, the car looks good. I mean, rockers and everything look good. It was all skin rust. They put metal in everything and just basically literally got to this quarter, ran out of money, and called the project. And then I bought it. I mean, I literally picked it up at the body shop is where I picked it up at. But obviously a ton of potential. Like I said, it does run, it does fire. I've not driven it, but I've thrown a battery in it, and it does hit on prime gas, so it does run. There's the F800 again. We had somebody talking about big, cool hauler trucks. Check out this F800 with a custom aluminum flatbed on it. There's a super cool hauler. And there is a full walk around video on that truck as well. Big gasser with an automatic in it. So anyway, I guess we better get ready to wind this thing down, or we're gonna get wound down because the phone's gonna shut off. I did get that notification a little bit ago that we were down to under 20% battery life, so we are about done. As always, I appreciate you guys swinging by, hanging out. If you've got questions, give me a call, 620-786-4428. I'll put that number in the text part of this video, and it's on all my videos. You can go back and look at any of my videos. My number is in there, and just give me a call. As you can see when we were talking today, there's so much information that I need to know if I may have the right thing for your vehicle, and I need all that information. So sending me a text, sending me an email. A lot of people don't think about all that stuff. I have to have all that information, or there's no way for me to answer your questions. Auction Drop says thanks for the tour. Be back tonight. Appreciate that. 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. If I don't answer the phone, it's because I'm on the phone with somebody else. Calling me back repeatedly until I answer doesn't do you any good. Calling both numbers until I pick up doesn't do you any good. Just leave me a message, I'll call you back. I can only answer one phone at a time. So just give me a shout, and be more than happy to have that conversation with you about your project or what you're looking for a project. But all that information is critical. I can't guess what you need. I can't see your vehicle, so I don't know what body it is, what model is. Yeah, I did get a haircut Friday. I was needing one, so I did get a haircut. But I appreciate you guys swinging by tonight. I'll keep an eye out on comments here for just a few more seconds. I'm a heck of a nobody. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys swinging by. I mean, me walking around with a phone wouldn't do any good if all you guys weren't here hanging out with us. Definitely be back tonight. I know a lot of you will be on tonight. If you haven't been with us on Sunday night, we have a lot of fun. And like I said, a lot of people are adding stuff to their collections. We check out an old magazine. We just talk about cool gearhead stuff. A lot of times you guys have stuff to talk about, or a lot of times people have questions for me that I don't have the answer, but a lot of times you guys do, and you help each other out, and that's what's awesome. So, number one wants to see you tonight at Kansas time. Yeah, I don't know what time it is in Luxembourg, but you know, Bud enjoyed it. Thanks for the walk around. Appreciate that, Greg. If you're in Luxembourg, it's 7 o'clock Central Time here. I don't know what time that is in Luxembourg, but 7 o'clock Central Time tonight, we will be doing Sunday night live chat. Appreciate a lot of nice comments about thanks for the walk this morning. I didn't catch them all. Brandon got his Cadillac emblem, cool. And like I said, that's what's great. A lot of my duplicates out of my collection, we're auctioning them off, and you guys are getting to add them to yours. So anyway, looks like we're about done. Any other specific questions, I'll sure try to catch them. If not, we will definitely plan on seeing you guys all tonight, 7 o'clock, Sunday night live chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me this morning. Thanks for hanging out. Norm's on with us. Give me a shout if you have questions. I can get you more details on anything we looked at today and go over the specifics. So I'll get that number added to the text of this video here shortly, if my phone don't die as soon as I get off. And hopefully be talking to some of you soon. Hope to see you tonight at 7 o'clock. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll have some new content coming up this week as well. The weed control project is going to be coming up, plus some more new inventory. So thanks for being here. Thanks for spending what turned into be a good chunk of your Sunday morning. Tweedledee D sign jumped on. We're just about ready to wrap up. Jason, see all you nobodies tonight. Anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for making this what it is. Thanks for your support. We'll see you tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. And definitely want to see you tonight, 7 o'clock Sunday night live chat. See you then. Thanks.